Wake up, Oscar. Wake up.
Mm.
Come on.
We're gonna
You
need a
staying
minute.
down there.
I haven't quite got the energy to pull myself up.
What exactly did you mean? That last telegram you sent, what did you mean?
You'll have to remind me. Been in the sun for a while. I think it's not very clear.
You said something about, God, I wish I'd grabbed it. Something about you keeping someone's involvement to yourself in exchange for a favor.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
the favor was they would let me know if he was alive or not. What I can promise you is that person was not involved, nor would they ever do anything to hurt Dazzle.
Yet it seems they have.
Not if you knew who it was.
I know who it was.
She had nothing to do with it.
Yet she kept it from his people. Kept him from his people.
I think she was doing it to protect me for some damn reason. We were all to find out what happened to him. She said something to me on Mount Hagen about not letting it happen again.
And yet, as much as I hate to fucking say it, given who it fucking is, that's a betrayal, ain't it?
Guess it depends the way you look at it. Maybe
And
she was
how would
stuck
you look
between
at
her.
it?
I think she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because she even told me if he does die, if he is dead, that she would kill me herself. At the same time, she's doing this to prevent. I don't know what she's trying to prevent. I don't know the lady. But she told me something about how Daz was trying to give me a bunch of paint and trying to tell me to paint a picture of a life that wasn't mine. I guess you agree with me on some things, but after what you all did to me out east, I went west to visit the graves one last time before I left. And then Daza showed up. He and I got to talking about a lot of things.
You think I give a damn about your sob story, Oscar?
No, trying to fill in the blanks, because I'm sure you're very curious.
I'm curious where Daza is. That's my only curiosity in this whole ordeal.
Last I seen him, he was up at the graves
Well,
with
clearly not,
Alice.
because he wasn't there when we checked. And scavengers wouldn't have gotten to his bones in the amount of time that had passed, so
He must have been moved then.
must have been moved. By who exactly? Because as far as I'm concerned, the only person who was up there with him was you.
I
Alice.
already told you who else was up there
So what, Alice took him?
and
Yes.
didn't let us know. Not a howdy doody, not a hello, not a fuck you. Didn't say shit to us. Used to her doing that, though, I guess. Who knows how long she's been down here.
Maybe she just didn't want to leave his side. He was in a really bad way. He was
Then you pay
motionless.
someone to go send a telegram.
I guess. I don't know how Alice does things. She seemed very handy on her medical capabilities.
She is. I don't think there's anyone who quite measures up to her talent.
I didn't leave him up there to rot. That's what you're asking.
Well, you would have if Alice wasn't there, now would you?
I don't think I would have. Quite frankly, I would have either got one of you to find him or got him to a doctor and face the music. The other day was coming.
You know, you had a golden opportunity after what my brother done did to you in retaliation for what you did to him. To turn a new leaf, make of yourself what you could have, and instead you doubled down and you stuck to this desired hunt for our people and for Daza. And now you're here, in this cage, over a drop that would most likely kill you if I lit that fucking thing on fire.
Yeah, I think that would pretty much do me in.
And tell me why I shouldn't do that. Because I can't think of any good reason, in good conscience, that you should live. You have been a thorn in my side for the past 2 weeks now. And quite frankly, I've killed people for much less. Who've pissed me off. And I don't want to hear because you're your daddy's son. I don't want to hear because you were Quil. I don't give a damn what your blood is. You might be a Quil in blood and in name, but a name don't grant you respect to me. Respect is earned.
I think I shed all that a long time ago.
Yeah, you did. So, give me a good reason why you shouldn't be killed.
Well, I don't want to bullshit you. If I were in your shoes, I probably would have done it already.
Right, so leaving him here by himself, unguarded, where he can climb the fucking. Yeah, that's smart.
Good thinking, Reno.
Shut the fuck up.
But if you really want a reason, Cook, I don't know if you ever looked at things from my point of view.
Oh, I looked exactly from your point of view. In fact, I defended you too, Daz, when he told me why you were after him. That said, you had every opportunity to learn from it.
Where's Aleph?
Sure, he didn't tell you what you wanted to know. I told him to tell you. Instead, you went and scooped up my brother and carved his eye out. But we already had that conversation last time. But now, you go and try and kill him. Daz, I mean. And what good is that gonna do for you? Where's the benefit in killing people? Just because they didn't tell you something that you want to know?
So watch your fucking mouth.
I already had my answers from Daza back on the mountain. But the fight was for a different reason.
Then what's your plan? Now that you got your answers.
Well, I have no reason to hurt any of you.
Well,
Or
I
do
don't
I
believe
want
that
to?
for a minute. So give me another reason.
I'm gonna just try and rebuild.
Rebuild what?
Rebuild myself. I
You had a
lost
great opportunity
everything.
to do that, didn't you? Like he already said. But you came back. You couldn't fucking help yourself.
Because I wanted the life back that I lost. I was clutching at something that was gone.
What life did you lose, Oscar? You didn't lose shit, partner.
The friends you have, the people you have around you is built on the memories that you've left behind that you can
Make
think
new
back on.
ones.
It's just that easy.
Just that easy.
That's what I had to do.
What you mean?
I got thrown off a fucking cliff by a lawman. I came out of that not remembering half of what I had before. Another hit to the head made me lose Cook. I didn't remember him. I didn't remember the life we had together. There's folks I still don't remember. Faces that I recognize, but I can't place them. There's places that I know are important to me. I can feel it, but I don't know why.
But Cook's still by your side, right? Even after your memories are gone.
Who'd you have by your side before you lost them? The same person that you tried to fucking kill. If I was him, I wouldn't do you no favors either.
That certain person wanted nothing to do with me after I lost my memories.
Oh, that was his mistake, and I told him as much.
The thing I'm trying to say is you had each other. Even if one of you loses your memories, you know the other one will always be there for you.
But I didn't. I didn't know him.
But he was there.
Not in the way I felt he should be.
Did he try?
I knew I cared for him. I didn't know why. But that put him in a very awkward position because I wasn't the woman that he knew. I wasn't the woman he loved. And he told me as much. So yeah, he wasn't throwing me to the curb. He wasn't kicking me out, but it wasn't the same. And I knew in my heart it wasn't the same.
So do you think it would not have made a difference if he was there or not?
It's tough to say. Because he was there in a way. He was still at my side. In that same token, though, if he hadn't been there, I would have had to learn to stand on my own 2 feet. Figure it out. And I would have done. I'm fucking stubborn. I don't give up that easy. And eventually, after a fucking goddamn surgery and who knows how long, things started coming back to me. And there's nothing saying that things wouldn't start coming back to you too if you'd just been fucking patient.
Maybe you're right there. Although I'm still waiting on anything coming back right now.
It don't happen overnight, partner.
When I woke up in prison, not really knowing why I was there and what happened, and I couldn't remember anything. The only person reaching out and checking up on me was Daza. Mind you, I had no idea who he was, but it was something to go on. Something to follow up and figure out what happened. And I tried. And it seemed when he realized that I didn't remember him, he told me to stay away from Thieves Landing, stay on the ranch, don't try to find him. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't have done things better, because obviously I'm in a position where I can't say anything about that.
Fuck's sake.
But if you were in my shoes, which it seems you were for a time, and the only people you had any connection with was through some words written on paper, and they're telling you to stay away. The first thought that went through my mind was that I did you all wrong. The first thought that went through my mind is, what did I do? Did I betray you all? So I reached out to Daza for answers. I said, I need to know. I need to know what is happening. He met me. And he was just trying to tell this whole story, this whole bullshit. I've always been there, always working on the ranch. Every day, people would pass by and ask how I am. How did the breakout go? You want to come along for a job? All this shit. And I couldn't make sense of what they were saying. And then it occurred to me, how many times did Daza or anyone ride through that ranch and didn't even stop to say hello to me? Or say, how are you? And just checking on me. Oh, I felt abandoned. And I was angry about it. And when Daz was telling me he wasn't going to tell me anything, I tried to beat it out of him. I got frustrated. That man is stubborn as anything. I knew every time I hit him, it would just make him more resilient, less likely to talk. Dolly was stood there, and like a switch went off in my head. I turned my attention to her, and I noticed the look in his eyes change very quickly. He swore to me if I let her go, he would tell me everything. He swore that I held him to his word, and he beat me over the head. And he dumped me back in the ranch and said this is where I belong, and some things are best forgotten. Some things are best left unsaid, and some things shouldn't be remembered anymore. And that is when I I blacked out. I wasn't thinking clearly. I then went after Reno and Cheddar. It was only then he told me everything. But I didn't want to know about my past, my relations, my fucking family tree. I could have got that from a damn library or anyone who just knew them. I wanted to know why he did that. Why he abandoned me. I guess you all know the rest from there.
Yeah,
Wasn't
we do. We know all about it. Save your fucking sob story for God, Oscar. We don't fucking care. You did this. You did everything. This is all you, partner. Every fucking thing.
Yeah, you're right. They were my choices. My choices because of what he made.
You know, looking back on it, sure he made a stupid choice, but he didn't abandon you. He just didn't want you to end up where you are. Or worse.
He wanted me to live a long life, a life that wasn't mine.
Yeah, he wanted you to live because he lost his brother. And you lost your father and your uncle just as he did. But the only problem was is you didn't know the people that he lost just like he did. So you will never be able to see through his eyes, but he could see through yours. There's some things in life people just can't understand. I can't see until they've experienced somewhat of what the other person has.
And Daza
I'm
didn't
starting to
want me
get
to
that
have
now.
that.
To be quite honest with you, I didn't really want to experience that either. But you forced that upon me. So now I gotta learn. I gotta grow up like Cook said. Here I am.
What was that lady's name that picked me up? Edith? I posed her the same question. Would you rather live a life where it can be cut unexpectedly, but you lived, you had people you cared about, loved, cherished? Or would you prefer to live a long life with none of that?
You know, Oscar, I think I would have given a shit before you've done all the shit that you've done. Nah, I just couldn't care less. And I can't wait to watch you bleed out and die.
I'm not asking for sympathy. Quite frankly, I deserve what's coming. Tenfold.
That and more. Yeah.
Could it have been avoided? Sure. I wasn't the one who ignited the fuse.
Yes, she was.
Choices and consequence, Oscar.
You were the one that put that dynamite right against that bank vault and lit that dynamite, and you stood there and you watched it explode. For no reason, you did what you did to Dahlia.
And who handed me the dynamite? Reno.
Nobody.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Nobody handed you anything. You found an issue with something that somebody did, which is fine. But nobody handed you anything. He just didn't want to tell you because he didn't want to see you die. Right or wrong, choices have been made.
Do you really think I was safe? Safer
I don't
off?
think anybody's safe. I've come to learn that nobody's safe. No matter how many people you have by your side, no matter how many guns or how many bullets, or how far away you are from anybody, nobody is safe. And that is part of life. Why would you want to live a safe life? No risk, no problems, no nothing. You weren't safe, but you were away from possibly losing your life because of Daza. You know, what happens if he did tell you, right? Let's go over that. He did tell you everything. You remembered everything. And then you started riding with him. You joined us, right? You were with us. And we did something. And you died right in front of him. And he would blame himself. And that, I think that would have killed him. That would have murdered everything about him. So he chose the one that wouldn't kill himself. Or kill you. And now here we are.
Yeah. He did what he did to protect me and also to protect himself in a way. But what is a life if you can't even live it? And you've told to live a life that isn't yours. What if I just left that ranch and just started going back to my old ways? That wouldn't have changed anything. You just delayed it. And what if I died just riding with other people? Would he have blamed himself then too? Because he wasn't protecting me that time?
No, I don't think he would. But I'm sure throughout the time that you were doing that, you two would have had conversations, and he probably would have warned you that it's gonna happen. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't
There could
know.
have been one single conversation at any point in anybody's life that just changed one thing. And that one thing could be catastrophic, or it could be the slightest change. Maybe you don't wear a certain hat on a certain day. Maybe your coat is a different coat. Or maybe the catastrophic time you end up killing somebody you shouldn't. Nobody knows.
And life is unpredictable.
Yeah, it is.
We can't control our outcomes. But I don't think anyone here wants to listen to me rabble on about my problems.
Well, you can't control the outcomes, but you can control the input.
Daza was up at those graves with me. We talked about a lot of things. We decided to end things where it started, right there on that cliff. I struck him with his machete. I caught his throat. There was a lot of blood. He wasn't moving. Alice came over and she asked me to help her with helping him. I just did everything she said. And once we were able to tend to his wounds as best we could, we moved him. The last place I seen him was in a tent, the Sea of Coronado. She asked me not to tell anyone as long as she would let me know if he lived or not.
Why
I,
would you help?
I I felt I don't know.
Sure you do. You know why.
He said he didn't want to hurt me anymore, and I hurt him anyway.
I think there's a difference. I don't think he ever wanted to hurt you. Ever. Even when you were captured. I'm not sure if you noticed, but he wasn't even looking after, well, as I did what I did to you.
I I just didn't want him to die.
Then you shouldn't have put him in that position to almost die.
You're right. I haven't heard anything from Alice, whether he's dead
Nobody
or
has.
alive.
And
Not a
that's the
single
fucking
person.
issue. The fact that nobody fucking has.
The fact that she fucking helped this motherfucker and didn't say a goddamn thing, didn't tell us where Daza was, that's a fucking problem.
We'll deal with it, but we're dealing with someone else right now.
Sea of Coronado. There's a small
We already
encampment.
checked it, partner. I checked everywhere. So did Judith. So did Winnie.
I don't know what else to tell you. She may have moved him since then.
I believe that's what happened. I believe that he was moved. I had 3 options. You either moved him, or you left and he crawled away, and that's why the blood was on the side of the mountain and the hoof prints because he got on his own horse. Well, my third option was somebody else took him. I guess it was a third option all along, but you were also involved in that.
I was. The last I seen Daza, she was in Alice's company.
Okay.
If anyone's going to know where he is, it's her.
Somebody telegrammed
Dolly, yeah.
Dolly up, so at some point she should be coming to you.
Well, no point in figuring out what to do with them till she's here then.
You got some shit to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go talk.
You might want to try and get some rest. Unless you want to talk to somebody else for a while. We might be here sometime. I was hoping, well, I wasn't hoping, but, people shouldn't have woke you up too soon, so sorry for that.
It's fine. Not like I'm going anywhere.
If you need anything, just shout. We might hear it. Scanning is echoey.
I might not get a chance to ask for this. If this is my time, I mean, what will be left of me is just a shell. You can all just throw me in a hole or toss me in a river, what the hell you want to plan to do. I haven't been in no position to ask for favors. But if it is my time, can you, as Katie's, bury me? You know who she is.
I heard her name a few times. I don't know who she really is, but I could try.
She's hard to
I
miss.
can't make no promises.
She has fiery red hair, an eye patch, and she usually wears a beanie.
Any specific reason why? Her?
She is someone I care about a lot. She is someone who's always been there for me, even without my
She have a
memories.
group of people?
She's actually friends with the person who put me in this cage in the first place, so shouldn't be too hard to track down.
Sure. I'll try. But I can't make promises, Oscar.
I wouldn't ask you to. Hello, chat. I wasn't expecting to start stream. I was actually in the middle of editing a video, but I was just chilling in the cage. We do have some plans. Damn, this video is long as hell. It's like 4 hours long. Yeah. Video's 4 hours long, man. Gathering yourself so you can get through whatever happens. Listen, I think we got some more story of Oscar, okay? We'll see how it plays out, because I'm very much in the moment kind of person. Like, if the story's good enough for a perma, like, I have a really hard time resisting it. But we will try. I do have plans of what I want to do with Oscar next. But at the moment, we're going to be in this cage for a little while longer. Just because, we kind of want everyone who's involved with the story to be there. And, you know how schedules can be. We also don't know what Legends is planning, you know. Whether he's going to reveal, like, you know, that Dazra is indeed dead or whatever else, so... Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Holy fuck. Listen, I love everybody in this arc, in this story. We're all having a good time and it's all love and fun. We always laugh about how much of Oscar is a little shit, so... I think a lot of people are just happy that there's story going out west again, you know? Because the west has been, like, really, really quiet for for a little while now. I don't know exactly how long, but it has been a while. And I think people really want to try and build the west, like, RP back up again. And I think this arc is, like, a good way to kind of pull some of the RP back out here. Because we want the west to be popping. It's always Saint Denis that's bubbling. No, let's have a bit more western... West thriving, you know? It's a love-hate situation, because sometimes I just, like... I'm so used to the west being quiet, and when you go into Armadillo and it's just absolutely heaving with people, you're just like, oh my god, what is going on? Why is there so many people? You grafted on that? You did. Who were the two women yesterday that were guarding you? Edith. Oh, from what I've been told, Eyelid. I got told yesterday that someone calls you Eyelid. So, sorry, what was the other person? I didn't really interact with him much. Jada, that's the one, Jada. Sorry. But yeah, I do have like plans of Oscar. I am working on a video, but for some reason this video's like almost 4 hours long, so it'll probably just be in a stream in itself where I just stream the whole VOD. That's what I was actually working on while I was chilling in this cage. Cucamonga Kid? Oscar and Cucamonga have history, man. Cucamonga threatened to put a hot one in Oscar's temple just because he was a Quil. We could play some OP tonight, but I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm feeling it. I've got story cooking on both characters, man. It's actually like been challenging to jump between the two. OP and the Castilians is such a vibe, man. Like the whole Guarma vibe is so fun. But like Oscar's story is so like interesting. This isn't the first time I've gone lone wolfing after people, but like it's always the consequences that just makes the RP more fun. Like it isn't like what I'm trying to say is like the best part isn't necessarily going after the people on a lone mission. I always end up feeling terrible when I have to like gun them down or something. It's always like the consequences when he ends up like in a cage like this or things like that. Because a lot of people tend to see like getting fucked up and something as like an L, but it really isn't. It builds your character up, man. Like if you like record or stream your VODs and you go back from really early, the beginning of your character's story and watch them to the end, you can just see how much they change. Like if you watch Legends with Dazza, go watch Dazza at the very beginning and just look how much he's changed towards the end. It's insane. No, if Oscar finds out, like, you know, you're getting called Eyelid, I'm gonna start calling you Eyelid too, in character. Billy Eyelid. He'll get shot. Oh no, guys, the bounty hunter's gonna shoot us. That was funny in the Fort Mercer when I was reading that note. I seen horses in there, but like I didn't see any people, so I just started reading the note, and then a bullet just like whizzed past his head, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like, did I just walk into a shootout? You had it all ready to post, but the name stopped. Okay, so my plans with Oscar is that in this video, he's kind of. I think I might do it while he's still in the cage, but we'll see. It depends when I can get the video done. But the video is essentially going to be like Oscar's kind of like memory going back. We got a really small bit of hope of Oscar's memory coming back because he remembered actually meeting Edith that was like his first ever memory that's came back since he's like lost it like months ago. This is like the first like snippet of memory that he got back, and that will actually be in the memories video. It was when Oscar was delivering milk, when he was still being the milkman, and he runs into Eyelid. I'm gonna just keep calling you Eyelid from now on. Eyelid, Hades, and Violet in Thieves Landing. I'm pretty sure Edith beat the shit out of him. So that'll be in the VOD, but that was like his first like kind of like, oh, hang on a second, we've met before kind of thing. Which was really interesting how full circle that came. Because Hades mentioned to Oscar, oh, I know someone who was with you when you lost your memories, maybe I can reach out to him, but never actually got that going. But actually I think this is just so much better. Just like the person that almost shot Oscar's head off going into Fort Mercy and ended up having a conversation with him turned out to be the person that was with Oscar and tried to rescue him from that breakout. I didn't stream that breakout that day. I wasn't streaming. But like the memories video is gonna show like the very beginning and how it slowly builds him up into how he is now. And it's gonna show like obviously the conflict with Preston and the conflict with Sax and everything. Like it's gonna show a bunch of cool scenes. So it's gonna be a fun little stream when that video's done. I got to post the gunfight between you and Daza. That then what happens to Oscar afterwards? The fight on Mount Hagen was so fun. We just don't have Dahlia around right now. I think if we had Dahlia around, I think Dahlia needs to fuck up Oscar some more. Just throw him off the cliff. Have him be done. Imbervez, thank you for gifting a sub to Alexa. Until the elephant rifle, I got wiped out with that elephant rifle, man. I ran around the corner and just got blasted. Right, we might do some OP. We might as well switch over and do some OP, guys. Oh god, can I even do the voice right now? Doing Opie's voice fucks my throat up, man. Such a hard voice to do. Yeah. I'm afraid... Right. You know, before we log out... Thank you. I'm only doing this, guys, because... If you log out inside the cage, you end up getting downed. You end up falling through the cage. So... When we log back in, we'll hop back in the cage again. Look at this little shit. Look at him. He's just got such a punchable face. How did this guy come out with this guy? The boy. He's never getting deleted. I can't delete him. He's the boy. Alright. Need to delete that guy too. I haven't been playing him. OP, OP. I swear, I don't know how you go from English voice to your OP voice. It's interesting how quickly you change it. Well, it took a lot of practice, don't get me wrong. Like, I thought that would be a cool voice to do, but I don't know if I could do it. But while I was just literally practicing it for like hours and hours while at work. Luckily, I drive a truck, so no one can watch me making silly voices. So I would just like sit there and just do the voice. And, and that's how OP came up. But what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to end stream and then restart it back up on OP. So keep the VODs separate, nice and clean. Otherwise, Falcos will probably kill me when he adds the VODs to YouTube. So give me one moment, one momento. We'll do some OP.